Today in science, we're going to be talking about food chains. Today's learning objective is 3.9b, and that's identify and describe the flow of energy in a food chain and predict how changes in food chain affect the ecosystem. The student success criteria for the day is I can explain where all energy originates from, I can explain how energy flows through a food chain, and I can explain what will happen if an organism is removed from a food chain. Today in science, we're going to read a story called Grandpa's Farm, and it talks about an ecosystem and how changes to the ecosystem changed the organisms in the ecosystem. My grandpa has a farm in Michigan. I like to visit during every spring break. I am 9 and have been visiting there each year since I was 5. I like to go to the reed-covered pond. It is usually full of frogs. I like wading in the shallow water. I also like looking for frogs. Sometimes they hide in the grass and mud, but I can always find them. Grandpa says I'm a frog expert. This year when I went to Grandpa's farm, something strange happened. When we sat in the porch that first evening, it seemed too quiet. The raspy voice of the western chorus frog was gone. The high-pitched peeps of the spring peeper were gone, too. Usually, we could hear all sorts of frogs singing, but tonight we couldn't even hear the loud quack of the wood frog. We couldn't hear the low snores of the leopard frog either. Where are the frog songs? I asked Grandpa. Grandpa frowned. Well, sadly, we haven't had a lot of frogs this year, he said. Why? I asked. There is an infection or disease that has been hurting the frogs, he said. Many of the frogs have died from this disease. I didn't like hearing that. Does that mean I won't see any frogs while I'm down at the pond? You won't see as many as last year, he said, but there are other reasons that the decline in the frog population is bad news. Do you remember learning about food chains in school? Of course, I said. The sun creates energy, the plants use that energy to make food, then animals eat the plants, finally bigger animals eat the smaller animals. That's right, said Grandpa. When one part of the chain disappears, the other parts get out of balance. What do the frogs eat? I asked. They eat young mosquitoes. They eat them before they can grow up to bite us. Fewer frogs mean there will be more mosquitoes bites this summer. What eats frogs? Large fish and birds eat frogs. The birds can fly to a new place to find food, but the fish in the pond are trapped. I have to feed the fish because so many have died. If I didn't feed them, the fish wouldn't have enough to eat. Can we do anything to help the frogs? I asked. Well, said Grandpa, at this point there is no cure for the illness that is hurting the frogs. Humans can help by being careful not to bring animals from one part of the world to places where they don't belong. That's how diseases are spread. Would you like to go to the university tomorrow? Asked Grandpa. We can visit my friend who is working to help the frogs. I was excited about the next day. I was going to meet someone who might be able to help my favorite animal, frogs. The end. It's time to complete your assessment now. There will be a PDF after this slide or after this video, and you can print it out and work the questions out on the PDF. It has a story on it, so make it easier. Or you can always go back and review the video and listen to the story again to help you answer the questions. And then there's a puzzle piece, a blue puzzle piece with the assessment on there where you'll input your answers into Schoology. Take your time and do your best, and good luck. And if you have any questions, please email your teacher or send a message in Schoology. If there's any problems with any of the videos or any of the assignments, let us know as soon as possible. It gives us a chance to fix them. We won't be able to fix them if we don't know what the problems are. So let your teacher know how things are going. We'll talk to you later, and bye.